And we're
The river. All the buildings just...
with family, and look at the spread that Linda's putting on.
Nice spread, Lynn.
Yeah. It's been a really hectic day, and it's just nice to be here.
Mm-hmm. Nice to be with people that you care about.
Yeah. Look at the, and bubbles. Yes, we've got bubbles. Oh, it's been a long day, but it's 3:30 and we're finally pulling into home. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, we have no idea what was done.
What's been done. Hopefully
a bit.
I highly doubt it if the front porch is done, but we'll see what's, if anything looks different from here. Oh, the front porch is done.
Wow.
Wow.
That's what I said.
Wow, the front deck is done. Look at that. Oh, so stoked. Wow, look at the deck. Oh, you're bringing white stuff out, but I guess that doesn't. How good is this?
And you walk on it and it doesn't shift.
No. Oh, super. I'm so stoked with what they got done.
Yeah.
Really didn't expect that much to be done. So it's 3:45 and the old boy is busting his ass. All day he has been filling holes and scraping things, and he's going to basically really deserve maybe a bubbles tonight.
Oh, it'd be nice to have a shower.
Well, we're hoping that we get the shower.
Tim, the plumber's still here. We're putting in an instant gas hot water system because we don't use much hot water, and we need a new hot water tank, and it was much of a muchness. So we thought that makes it easy. So we got rid of the water tank, instant gas on the wall, and they've got a lot of the decking done today, which was it looks great, fantastic, happy with that. And I think what we might do is I'm just gonna get some of the tags off of here and let's go level up the Van D hitch and we go eat a pizza.
That sounds like a bloody good idea. Pizza or a hamburger at the Caltex.
Yeah.
So we'll show you what's got done today. So the front deck is pretty well all done, and we're super stoked with it. It looks really good. They do a really good job. Really happy with that. Weren't expecting it to be done so quickly. They just need to fix up a couple of boards, and then, oh, it's so cold out there. Absolutely freezing. And in here, we've got, I'm not sure if we showed you already, but the electricians yesterday had got all of the wiring basically done. And then out here, today did 3 loads of wash, which is so cold they haven't dried. And out here, the decking's almost finished. Looks brilliant. There's Tim still working away. That's the plumber. There's the stairs almost finished. Super happy with this. It's just going to be so nice. And the new window is in. The Ricky did a brilliant job of, making it look like it's always been like that. And, and Mark next door, God love him, he picked up all of our mail and parcels, and there's a little thing for us to have a wood fire in out back, which will be nice. And across the way, they're putting solar up there today. There's my new Hills hoist, but it's so cold, the wash isn't dry. This is Tim, God love him, he's still working away.
Still toiling away.
Last of the good ones.
That's right. Oh, it's bloody cold. And we've got frost on Tony. We're heading to Tamworth, but we didn't count on having to scrape the windshield or find something to scrape it with. Ah, back to memories of Canada. Oh.
I don't like it.
No. Time to pull out the winter mitts. Oh, it's a -1 inside Tony.
At least there's lots of birds out.
I'm surprised the birds aren't frozen. Just figured while we're driving along that we do our final summation of China.
This is new?
Oh, that is new. Burnt out vehicle.
Yeah.
So our final summation of China. Thoughts? What would you say?
Thoughts. I am really, really happy that I got to walk along the Chinese wall, something that was amazing as a kid. And to see the terracotta warriors was brilliant. A little underwhelmed at times with the terracotta warriors because they didn't really have the chariots in the area. There was a replica in an exhibition center, but it was good. Glad we did it. Really liked the Bund area in Shanghai and the lights at night of all the buildings. Each building's trying to outdo the other, and they're just spectacular. Great modern architecture, far surpasses the stuff that we're building, I think. And the high-speed train network is superb. It goes exactly on time. They're so quiet, so smooth, just amazing. Our trip-a-deal was basically you got what you paid for. It was a cheap trip, and because of that, we were staying in hotels that were okay for the most part, but quite a ways away from the things we were doing. So then that meant big travel days. We only had a couple of nights where we actually had dinner at dinner time. Otherwise it was grab and run, sort of crisp and chocolate and stuff. And
Yeah, because at that time when it was dinner time, we'd be sitting on a train.
Yeah. Charna reckons it was about 5 to 7 hours a day of travel.
Yeah,
Bus
in
or
between
train.
buses and trains alternating.
Yeah.
And the thing also with is getting no notice as to what you're going to be doing. So basically, it did follow the itinerary. So it would say, okay, you're doing the Great Wall this morning, and you got a free afternoon. And you went, oh, well, that's great. You know, in the afternoon we'll explore the city. But because to save money, they had our hotels outside of the cities. That necessitated a good hour and a half, sometimes 2-hour drive to wherever the attraction was we were going to. And then in the afternoon, there was an optional activity that cost extra. So if you opted out not to do it, we figured, you know, you go back to the hotel and have some time to walk around at your leisure. But oh no. So what you do, you get to the first attraction, and then the second one, if you weren't doing the option, you just had to sit in the bus because there was nothing else to do.
Or
so
stand around outside.
stand
where there
around
was nothing else
outside,
to do.
like for 4 hours to do nothing.
Yeah.
So that was pretty sneaky and underhanded, I think, on the part of Trip-a-Deal. And the other thing too, when you would be, you wouldn't know until that morning when you're on the bus that, oh, you're going to, you know, not get into your hotel room until 11 o'clock tonight. So please have some snacks and that to have on the train. Well, you're on the bus. You could have gone maybe to the supermarket the night before, but you weren't prepared. So you're then paying prices for whatever they are at the train stations. So those were the unfortunate things about it.
Yeah, and as Charna was saying, there was wasted time in places where nobody was really interested in being there, and then you go to an area that was really interesting and you'd have half an hour.
Yeah, and the being herded through gift shops that we're sure the guides were getting a kickback, or Trip-a-Deal was getting a kickback from having having us there. And so we could spend 2 hours in a gift shop, but only half an hour at the attraction. So it was a bit upsetting, that part of it. The other thing, excuse me, was being basically treated like children. We all have to cross, and I can understand why, but you get a little tired of it after a while, that you can't just stop and look at something. You have to stay with the group. And again, in China, if they lost you, they lost you, so that's fair enough. But it was still after 10 days of, having to be crammed in, and as they called it, we must be sticky rice. So we have to stick together with 40 other people. 38 other people, because there were 40 of us. After a while, it gets a bit thin. And again, most of the people on the trip were good. There was only a couple of obnoxious ones.
Yeah. The Ruskies weren't great.
The Ruskies, and then the we won't mention any names.
The only thing missing was the little rope that you hold on to as you're crossing the street.
When you see the little kindergarten in year 1 classes going out on excursion, that's what we felt like.
But anyways, we did it. Glad we did it. We probably could have spent 5 to 6 days doing the things we really wanted to do. However, having been there and seen what's going on and how hard they work and what they're doing and capable of and what they've achieved, I really think we in the West are so far behind and have underestimated the Chinese drastically, and I think the Americans are going to get a big shock.
And it is definitely a police state. Like, you didn't want to dare step out of line. However, part of it was kind of good. Like, there was no graffiti.
No graffiti, no litter.
Absolutely no litter. I never felt so safe. I don't feel anywhere near as safe in my own country as I did in China. Never feared, if we were off on our own somewhere, on the few chances that we got, that anything would happen to us. You could put your wallet down in a busy restaurant, go stand in line to order your food, and come back and your wallet would still be there. Theft just doesn't happen.
And if it does, you're caught.
And if it does, they're caught, right away. So those were the good points. How clean everything was, apart from the smog in Beijing. But really surprised at how clean everything was. So all up, I would give the trip to China probably a 5 out of 10.
5 or 6 out of 10,
yeah. Excuse me. And it didn't help as well that we've been so rushed with everything else that we've been doing.
Yeah. So we went into it a bit tired and run down, and then didn't realize it was going to be as full on as it was.
And everybody getting sick on the bus as well.
Yeah. Passed around the sniffles and the cough and the sore throat.
Which we still got. But I mean, that's a given in anything. The guides, Leo, our first guide, he was great. Rocky didn't care for. Anna didn't care for. Our last guide, Michelle, was good as well. And Faye, you can't say enough about Faye, who wasn't technically
our guide. Without her, I think we'd still be sitting in the airport.
Yeah, because the airport was a schmozzle, us trying to get out. And she was just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And she was a guide for a different Tripodale group. But our guide didn't come with us because she had to go get another Tripodale. Yeah, so Faye looked after all of us, and absolutely amazing.
And some of the places we went to, because Tripodale's quite big, there would be 4 to 8 buses, at close to 40 people per bus. So, for example, I think it was the diamond factory we went to.
There was 320 of us in there.
Yeah, so we just stayed at the back and chatted amongst ourselves. I didn't really, you couldn't hear anyway.
No.
So some of that was a bit disappointing.
There were a couple of things that were a real surprise. For instance, going to the silk factory, or the silk place, which we thought was going to be a complete waste of time, and that was because the pearl factory there were no pearls, and
the museums we liked. We spent probably the longest of any of our group in the museums,
but then we didn't have enough time to actually see them properly.
That was really good, and I quite liked the Forbidden City.
Yeah.
Tiananmen Square, of course, with the history of the tank and the uprising. which they don't talk about at all in China, obviously. But that was interesting just to have been there. But then beyond that is the Forbidden City, and the mystique about that was really good.
Yeah, back to what some of the surprises for me was the silk factory. We didn't think you'd want anything there, but we ended up actually spending quite a bit of money that we hadn't planned on, but money well spent. So that was
good quality stuff.
Good quality stuff. That was a pleasant surprise. And in silk, we're not talking clothing or that. It was basically silk quilts, not like the actual duvet, the filling full of silk, and the covers, etc. And the other one was the tea.
That was very interesting.
We thought, oh God, because we don't drink tea. Excuse me. So we figured, this will be boring. It was actually really interesting, and we ended up buying, believe it or not, almost $1,000 worth of tea.
It's all medicinal.
All medicinal stuff.
And the gal that was talking to us had spent 6 years at the tea university. But all the research they're doing on
the benefits
and
so Neil and Charna, who don't drink tea, come home from China.
But it was quite tasty, actually.
Yeah, with an extra suitcase full of tea and silk.
And souvenirs from the terracotta warriors.
But it was mainly the silk and we bought so much silk that they threw in a suitcase to bring it back to Australia. We could either have free delivery or a suitcase, so we took the suitcase.
Yeah, as you do.
So anyway, it was an experience. Really glad we went. Again, if we had more money, definitely would have done with a better tour group. But like say, we get what we paid for, and it was really cheap. And we would never ever have seen China if we hadn't done it through TripADeal. So
that's right.
In retrospect, maybe should give it more like a 7.
Yeah. 6 to 7.
6 to 7.
6.5.
6.5. I can't think of anything else.
No, except that we've got another TripADeal in November
to Vietnam,
which we thought, can we postpone it? But it was going to cost us almost the same price as the trip, just to change the
$2,000 to change the dates, which is another rip-off. There's
totally.
and it's not till...
It's 5 months away.
Yeah, it's 5 months away. And all that has been booked has been our flights. It's not as if they can't change our flights for under $2,000.
Yeah.
But we weren't going to go to... Normally we go to Thailand every year in October, and we weren't going to go this year because our Vietnam thing is 10th of November, but it's going to be another just rush thing when I look at the schedule now and the itinerary, knowing what I know now about how TripADeal works.
Yeah.
So we're going to try squeeze Thailand in again, because I don't sound strange, but we actually need a restful holiday, because we're working
do nothing.
Do nothing. We're working our butts off in the house, and that's going to continue. So that's the summation of this holiday.
That's it. So back to home renos.
Yep. On our way back from Tamworth, it's almost 3:30, and we've had a very successful day.
Yes, we have.
Yes, we've got Linda Bunnings, absolutely bloody fantastic. She just saved us about another $300. We just picked up a few more things that we needed, and then
a few things we didn't need. But...
and then went to the Good Guys, and we just saved another couple of $100 off of the already discounted price that Corey had given us. So really happy with that. And good news, the kitchen is definitely going to be here on Tuesday. So really stoked with that. So we've come to the RSL for dinner.
Yeah.
And this is our first time here. And the food was actually really good. Yeah.
I had the crumb lamb cutlets.
And I had the chook and hook.
Chook and hook, yeah, which is a chicken schnitzel, which was really tender and moist. And quite a few garlic.
A lot of prawns on them, yeah.
And really tender.
Yep.
Really good. Yeah.
It's interesting because here at the RSL, it's our first time here. And basically the age groups seem to be, there's a lot of families, which is really nice, in their 30s to 40s. So we just had Bev come and clear our table.
Yeah.
Bev is a sprightly 85 years old.
She's lived here for 83 years.
Yeah, she's been here for 83 years, moved here when she was 2.
Lovely lady.
Yeah, really nice.
So it's getting close to the bewitching hour, almost time to get back. And
Yeah.
then we've got a big painting day tomorrow.
Big day tomorrow, definitely. Food was really, really good.
Yeah, really surprising.
And the French fries were absolutely beautiful. I didn't even put any
Thanks,
extra
Bev.
salt. Bev, do you mind being on video?
We're just telling everybody back in Canada how good the French fries were.
Yes, and what a beautiful lady you are. So it's 6 o'clock. We've been pretty well going since 9 o'clock this morning,
Yep.
but we're pretty happy with what we've got done. Ceilings are all completed now, finally.
Double top coats.
Yep, everything's good.
Got them as good as we can considering the way it was built. And
Yeah.
blah, blah. Anyway.
Not happy with some of them, but what the hell, it's the best we can do.
Yep.
And we're just tidying up now.
Tidying up. So hopefully tomorrow we're going to put a cedar coat on the yellow, is it lemon yellow? Whatever it is. Walls.
Cute yellow, yeah.
Because it comes through, the color comes through on the
Yeah.
white. So we found it's best to do that. And I'm still doing a bit of prep. So while I'm doing some prep tomorrow, Charna will start doing these. And then hopefully by Monday, the walls will be done in here at least. Because Tuesday,
Kitchen comes in.
yeah. And then we'll have to start putting carcasses together and whatnot.
Yeah. And Neil has instructed me that I need to go clean my face off.
So this is my beautiful bride after she's been painting, and we're going to clean up that spot.
Well, it's been another long day.
It's a big day.
We've got a lot of painting done.
Charter got all the sealer coat on the walls and then a first top coat on the walls.
And we're hoping maybe, I'm thinking we might not have to do.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see in the morning.
Yeah, we'll see what it looks
But
like.
then since I've packed it in and I had a shower in our lovely shower, but I'm starting to actually appreciate it, even though it's not very good.
It's just warm and it's wet.
It's warm and it's wet.
Ooh, sounds
Now
good.
Neil is covered in clay because he's been,
Well,
I'll just go,
concrete dust, I guess.
concrete dust, I guess it is. So he's been jackhammering up, for a better word, for lack of a better word,
The tiles.
the tiles here. And it's a long, hard, onerous process.
It's a lot of time consuming.
Time consuming.
Yeah.
So
Sitting
then,
on your ass and pushing away.
then he's going to have a shower in our beautiful
Yes.
but we improved it. So now we no longer sit on that little seat. We've got the high paint pail to sit on. So it gives you a bit of an
Yes.
elevated position.
We're elevated in
And we
the
now
world.
have the doggy shower hanging off the rail. So it gives you a little bit more of a kind of an idea of a shower, I think.
So it's Monday the 16th, and we're trying to light the fridge. So Charna has just turned the gas bottle on.
See?
Yeah, it's on there. Yep. And if we come back, the van's level. I checked the levels. So here we go into the van. So
I'm going to turn this gas on here
turn the gas on.
to show that the gas is working.
Gas is working. We'll leave that going. Get the gas line through.
Okay.
And are we turning on the hot water or not?
No.
No.
So
Okay.
there, the gas is turned on.
So it's on to gas.
It's on 5. It's not up there. It's exactly on 5, as instructions say.
And then press in the thumb.
1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Nothing. And I've already been trying to do this for a couple of minutes. We have let it sit for 5 minutes, and this is trying it again. fridge will not start.
And if you press faster, it doesn't do anything. Okay. Now, so what we've done now is the gas is on the stove. We turned on the hot water system, which is past where the fridge is. I've been hearing it for about 2 minutes now going.
1001. Hang on.
Gas.
Gas is on. We're at 5. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Nothing.
Right. So that is our dilemma. As we've said all along, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and apparently, according to the expert, there's nothing wrong with it. Why does it not start? So we're getting ready to put our cabinetry together. So this is most of the kitchen cabinets there, and then over here is all the panels stored into there. Over here is the luscious Charna painting of the, there she is.
Oh, I'll be so glad to see the back end of the paintbrush.
Yeah, painting up the windows just with a primer coat. And I've laid down a builder's blanket so we don't scratch too much. So wish us luck.
Well, so far so good. First carcass and all the pieces sort of went together properly, we think. Well, we're getting there. It's, what time is it? It's 5 after 5. We've been going all day at it. But we've got just 2 more cabinets to put together. Yep, so pretty stoked with that.
Yeah.